Hello my honeys, it's Emmie. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Emmie. I'm a nutritionist and the creator of the Slim on Starch program. Today I'm going to be telling you why you are still fat on the starch solution. First and foremost, your name is not fat, so you are not fat. I am Emmie. I am not fat. I am not skinny. I am not whatever my body is. My body is the shell that I experience life with, and it's the same for you as well. Perhaps you temporarily have excess adipose tissue, which is the other name for fat, on your body, but that is just temporary, and that is something that we can take care of. And whether you have that excess adipose tissue or you don't have that excess adipose tissue, whether or not you have excess fat on your body has nothing to do with who you are in your soul. So first and foremost, let's separate these two things. And instead of saying I am fat, you can say I have some excess fat tissue on my body. It's temporary and I'm going to take care of it. And I'm going to tell you how in this video. Starting with number 5 and working our way down to number 1. Number 5, you're still drinking alcohol. Alcohol is a toxin and our fat cells are filled with toxins, which means when we drink alcohol, those fat cells plump up. When we stop drinking alcohol and the toxins leave our fat cells, those fat cells will deflate. If you are trying to lose weight on the starch solution, but you're still having that wine or you're still having that gin and tonic, whatever it is, please don't shoot the messenger on this one. Don't shoot me for this, but we're gonna have to lay off the alcohol at least temporarily. With my clients, we don't swear it off forever. That's not something that I'm saying to do, but let's hold off on it temporarily. And then once we get into weight maintenance, we can see what your threshold is and how much you can handle. Number 4 is that you are air frying everything. And listen, honeys, I love my air fryer. I eat air fried potatoes up the wazoo like they're going out of style. But if I were looking to release some weight, I might wanna be wary about that air fryer. The reason why is that when you put something into the air fryer, you're removing a lot of the water from it. That's what happens when it's in there. That's why it becomes so delicious, because water has 0 calories and it just takes up room. And whenever something tastes really delicious, it's because all of the calories are really concentrated. So when we think about something like chocolate or nut butters or sugar, all of the calories are very concentrated in those foods, which means one bite gives you a huge dopamine hit. Now, if we have something that has a lot of water intact, it doesn't give us that huge pleasure dopamine hit because water has 0 calories. It's diluting the flavor. So when we put something in the air fryer and we remove the water from it, now the calories have become more concentrated. It's sweeter, it has more sugar, and because of that, we enjoy the food a lot more. Not only that, but now we've made it a lot more calorically dense. So if you take potatoes that are boiled, for example, and compare them to potatoes that are air fried potatoes are probably going to be a little bit over 600 calories per pound, whereas boiled potatoes are about 350 calories per pound. A lot of people don't realize this. They say, all I'm eating is potatoes, but they're just air frying their potatoes. They're removing all of the water from it, and because of that, are eating at a higher calorie density than they would be if they were eating foods that are boiled, steamed, and raw, keeping the water intact. So let's put that air fryer on the back burner just for now. Again, this is not something that you have to do forever, but as we get into weight maintenance, we'll be able to incorporate it back in most likely. For now, let's just hold off on it to get that scale going in the right direction. Mistake number 3 is that you are focusing on being compliant. This is compliant, that's compliant. I often will see people make these oat cookies that are compliant, where they take oatmeal and they mix it with banana and cinnamon and bake it in the oven. And they say, well, it's made of oats, it's made of banana and cinnamon, and all of those are compliant. But what they don't realize is that oats, for example, are about 1,200 calories per pound. And then you mix that with banana, you put it in the oven, you remove the water. Now you have something that's about 900 calories per pound versus oatmeal, cooked oatmeal with water in it, is about 300 calories per pound. Or people will make cakes and they'll find it from the McDougall cookbook, where they have cakes that have sugar and all of these things added, and it's quite calorically dense, but they say, oh, it's compliant, so that's all that matters. I often find that people are trusting the diet more than they trust themselves and putting more faith into, if I do this 100% with compliance, then nothing else matters and all bets are off. And I don't have to listen to my hunger fullness cues. I can have cake for breakfast because it's compliant. It's compliant, so I can have it. So having chocolate cake for breakfast type of thing. Not really, but you know what I'm saying here. That we can't just focus on, well, it's compliant, so I mean, throwing your hands up and saying, there must be something wrong with me. I'm eating totally compliant, because there's a lot more at play here, which we can see through this video. And I'm going to start to talk through some more of the things that you can adjust. But if you are being 100% compliant and it's not working, there's nothing wrong with you. I love when people say, I'm following the Starch solution and I'm not releasing weight, because that's where I'm like, all right, let me put the gloves on. I got this. We're going to figure out exactly what's going on here. So if that is the case with you, please click the link in the down bar and apply to work with me, and we can figure this thing out. But you can't just say, oh, I was compliant, so I mean, my metabolism must be broken, because there's a lot more here that we can dig into. Also, if you are enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel. And into the next tip. Mistake number 2 is that you are eating health foods, but not weight loss foods. Nuts, seeds, avocado, these are all very healthy foods, but they're very calorically dense as well. And because of that, if your average calorie density is too high and you're not in a calorie deficit, you won't be losing weight. So you could be eating an extremely healthy diet. You have your oatmeal and then you put your walnuts on top, maybe a little bit of organic agave or maple syrup. It's a very healthy meal, but it's too rich. There's just too many calories in it. These foods, these nuts, seeds, avocados, nut butters, they're beautiful for weight maintenance and for somebody that's not looking to release weight. But if you are looking to release weight and you're not successful with the incorporation of these foods, then we're gonna wanna hold off on them for now. Number 1 mistake is skimping out on those non-starchy vegetables. Yes, it is called the starch solution. And yes, you will hear Dr. McDougall say to fill the majority of your plate with starch. But the reason why this lifestyle works so well is because these foods are low in calories, but also high in fiber and high in water, which makes them filling. So really, it's a way to get you into a calorie deficit without you having to eat teeny tiny portions or count how many calories you're eating. The only way to lose weight, and it's tough for me to say this because I don't want people to go out and start counting calories, but the truth is that the only way to lose weight is if you are burning more calories than you're eating and you're eating less calories than you're burning. These are the same things. And I don't want people to go start counting calories, but if you're not releasing weight, it's because you're eating more than your body burns, in which case we have to bring the calorie density down. And the way to bring your calorie density down is to include more non-starchy vegetables. So if you're not losing weight, don't think about what you have to cut out. Don't say, oh, I need to eat less potatoes, I need to eat less rice. Instead, let's have you say, I need to eat more non-starchy vegetables, more leafy greens, more raw veggies. Dr. Alan Goldhammer has a great saying that if somebody is not losing weight, he says, show me somebody who's overweight and I will show you somebody who's unwilling to eat enough non-starchy vegetables. And of course, that is not an absolute statement, but it does speak to the majority of people who are trying out the starch solution and not releasing weight. We need to increase your intake of those non-starchy vegetables. If you want to work with me as well as a mindset coach and a nutrition coach, click the link in the down bar, hit the apply button. You could get results like these. These are my past clients that I have worked with personally, and I can't wait for you to be next. I love you, honeys, and I'll see you in my next video.